What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and good evening to you all. Today, it's been a while actually since I've done a IRL Harpie deck profile, and I figured, well, why not? Go ahead and do one. I'm sure many of you would like to see exactly what I've been playing physically for the Joe card game, since I've been doing nothing but video gaming and working. So it has been a minute since I've actually dropped a deck profile in terms of video. So I decided, of course, before the end of the year to drop one for the lovely Harpie ladies. Not much has really changed in terms of the TCGs for the limited list. Um, if you guys weren't in real effect of that, just for the fact that we potentially want a lot support, or just trying out things to keep things afloat. If that's anything to go by. So no, right now, this is a simple, pure variation of Harpies. So don't expect any big things. Because I do like to keep it pure. But if there are any suggestions of things, I definitely will leave them in the comment section for you guys, or let you know when I go over through explanations of things. So, with that said, I think there's enough to been said in place. So let's go ahead and go into that profile. So why don't I separate this between my monsters, my spells, and traps? There we go. Alright, so starting off with the monster portion of this video, we have 3 copies of Harpie Channeler, 3 copies of Harpie Perfumer. Oh, I'm sorry, they're like not in the way. And of course there's a glare. Thanks, glare. 3 copies of Harpie Lady, 2 copies of Harpie's Pet Dragon for some Fire Blast, 1 copy of Harpie Lady Sisters, 1 copy of Oracle, Harpist, Dancer, and Queen, and then 2 copies of Barrier Statue of the Stormwind, and 3 copies of the lovely Ash Blossom. Enjoy the spring. Oh, she's able to be seen, but we can't see perfumers. Okay. Okay, phone and lighting. Alright. That's the monsters. Let's go on to spells and traps. Alright, so to start off the spells, we have 3 copies of Hysteric Sign, followed by 3 copies of Alien Aegis, 2 copies of Harpie's Hunting Ground, with 1 copy of Harpie's Feather Duster, 1 Harpie Feather Rest, 1 Warrior Split, 2 copies of Swallow's Nest, and then 2 copies of The Unexpected Die. And then for the trap cards, it's probably the smallest pile here. Which is kind of obvious of what they are. 3 copies of Harpie's Feather Storm and 1 copy of Hysteric Party. Alright, then moving on from there, let's go into this extra deck of mine. So I am running 2 copies of Cyber Slash Harpie Lady, followed by 1 copy of Harpie Conductor. Excuse me, 1 copy of Fabulous Vulgar. Ooh, the Desperate Doom Eagle. 1 copy of Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. 1 copy of Firjit, the Burden Blossom. 1 copy of Shrag, the Ominous Omen. 1 Harpie Pet Phantasmal Dragon. 1 Lightning Chidori. 1 Ice Beast Zero Fine. 1 Utopia, Utopia Ray, Utopia the Lightning. 1 Raygaptor Arsenal Falcon, and 1 Divine Arsenal Double Aces Skythunder. Alright, so that is it for all of the cards, both main and the extra. So let me go ahead and take a look at them. Alright, where are they? Where are they? Here we go. So let's start off with the monsters. For my 3 Us, we have Harpie Perfumer, Harpie Channeler, and a Harpie Lady. So we'll start off with Harpie Channeler. She basically is your summon monk for the Harpie archetype. Just got a Harpie card from your hand. Just summon a Harpie monster from your deck, except for a copy of herself. When you control a dragon type monster, her level becomes 7. And her name is always her name becomes Harpie Lady while she's on the field in the graveyard. I think that is exemplary for all the Harpie monsters at this point. But her main part, the reason why she's in this deck mainly, is because she's the special summoner for the deck. She's the summoner monk. Discarding a Harpie card from your hand, bringing out other Harpies from the deck. This is an amazing effect ever since she was released, and it's one of the bigger effects that we love to use with the effect of Harpie Channeler. Harpie Perfumer is next up, and funny enough, between Harpie Channeler and Harpie Perfumer, these two are your basically your starters to the deck. You want these cards as soon as possible, and you want these cards summoned to the field as fast as possible, with nothing to stop them. Because Harpie Perfumer's effect is when she is normal special summoned, you can add one smaller trap that was specifically list Harpie Lady Sisters in its text from your deck to your hand. And if you control a level 5 or higher Harpy monster, when you activate this card's effect, you can add an additional card with a different name from your deck to your hand. And this is actually funny enough because you can discard Harpy Channeler to summon discard a card from your hand off a Channeler to summon Harpy Perfumer, and then trigger Perfumer's effect to search for the spell or trap. And primarily, you're searching for a spell, and 9 out of 10 is either Elegant Egotist through its effect, for its effect, Harpy's Feather Rest for its recovery, or you're doing a duo search to get those cards to the hand. It is really easy to put a lot of the higher level Harpies on the field because you have Harpy Lady Sisters, you have Harpy, you have Cyber Slash, and you have Fearsome Fire to take advantage of. You have advantage of Harpy Channeler. If you have a dragon already on the field, Channeler dump off to summon Perfumer, and then Perfumer can search for cards as well. It's a lot of things you can easily do to get a level 5 or higher Harpy monster on the field, and it would just give more benefits to Perfumer in her effect. Next to her is, of course, the infamous monster of the Harpy archetype, Harpie Lady. And Harpie Lady is actually here because of the Unexpected Die, which is a really good combo that a lot of people use. If you don't want to play Harpie Lady, you can play Harpie Lady 1. He gives additional 300 attack to all of your wind monsters on the field. You can use Cyber Harpie Lady because she's just the 1800 beat stick. And some people actually do like just having an 1800 beater. But for some, they like to use Harpy Lady 1 because they like the combo to go into more Harpy monsters off of the Unexpected Die. And I'll talk about Unexpected Die once we get to it later on. So we got the 3 big ones out of the way. The only 2 that I'm running in the deck for the monsters, in the terms of the Harpies, is Harpie Treasure Dragon Fearsome Fire. So this card is actually really good for the archetype because it has 2 mandatory, there's 2 effects that happen once per turn each, and then it has its lingering effect. So its lingering effect is that while it's on the field, your opponent cannot target Harpy monsters that are level 6 or lower for attack targets. Just a defensive thing. Most of the dragons nowadays have that. Its main gimmick is that you can set summon this card from your hand if you control a level 6 or lower wind monster. And when it's sent from your hand, when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send a winged beast type monster from your deck to the graveyard. This is basically just to help with Harpy, excuse me, Harpy Harpist. He also has the ability to send any of the other Harpies as well, because that can trigger off things like his party, his Harpy's feather. I mean, Harpy's feather us. You need to take advantage of his third party and do combos and shenanigans like that. But I think the main thing is that it is a dragon monster that we don't have to do so much extra shenanigans for. And it can special summon itself, which is one of the biggest things. And a lot of people are happy because we don't have to run Harpy's pet dragon anymore. Simply because of the fact that this monster's own unique ability to special summon itself. And it's a really, really apt monster. Now, I know a lot of people have been running this card at 3 because it's just easier ways to run into rank 7s. But I'm not a big Great 7 fan, so that's why I'm only up to running 2. Because as a utility card, or if I do want to go into the rank 7, I have the options of things that I can move into. Now, for all the one-of Harpy monsters in the deck, we have Harpie Lady Sisters. Basically just another beat stick-esque monster for the archetype. You just summon her off of Elegant Egotist. Through Egotist's effect. A lot of the bigger effects in the deck do focus around the name of Harpie Lady Sisters, which is also a good thing in that with a lot of the support that Harpies have, it is nice to see Harpie Lady Sisters be around, but we're all hoping for a retrain, and hopefully that retrain does do some usage for the archetype, or at least a way to summon it without having to do so much extra stuff, and be able to summon off Harpy Channel. Harpy Oracle. This is another Harpy monster. With the unique abilities, it has the ability to summon itself to the field if you control a level 5 or higher Harpy monster. On the turn in which excuse me, normal special summon, you can add one spell or track card that specifically lists Harpy Lady Sisters in its text from your graveyard to the hand. Unfortunately, you have to wait to the end of the turn to do that, but it's still an optimal effect because you can retrieve things like your Harpie Feather Rest, your Harpie Lady, your Harpie, your Harpie Feather Rest, your Luring Mirror Split, your Elegant Egotist, and stuff like that because they all have Harpie Lady Sisters in their attacks. And then we have Harpie Harpist. This is a nice one. Basically, you're using her to Foolish Burial. You Foolish Bury her off in any way, and then you can add a Winged Beast, a Winged Beast type monster that's 1500 or less attack. That's level 4, and add it to your deck to your hand. And you have tons of targets for her. Your primaries are Harpie Channeler, Harpie Perfumer. She can go get Oracle. She can get Dancer. She can get um, you can get Dancer. You're revealing Harpie Lady 1. That's a target there. These are those little things that you can easily get off of her effect. Now, thinking of that, Harpie Dancer is also in the deck. This is a variant one of next to Harpie Queen. I don't normally run these two, but I wanted some additional names for the deck. And then the abilities themselves, where Queen can discard herself to add Harpie's Honeyground from the deck to the hand. You have Harpie Dancer, who can bounce back wind monsters to give you an additional normal summon of a wind monster for the turn. So that helps out in things there. And then if you're running against decks that have multiple back rows, it's a really good thing for Dancer because she can easily just do more summons of other Harpies because they're treated because their name become Harpie Lady Wadden from the grave, triggers off Hunting Ground and allows Hunting Ground to help you remove a lot of those other stuff and traps if needed. So that is all the Harpies in the main deck. The other utility cards, we do have the Barrier Essential Stormer, which is great for wind decks. You can easily swallow this Nexus monster out to prevent your opponent from such summoning monsters that are not wind. A very big thing you can take advantage of with the Harpies. And then Ash Blossom Joy Spring, which I think a lot of people don't normally. Here, I'll move this out the way so you guys can see her. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, and I love Ash Blossom and Joy Spring just because it's a negation, which everyone loves hand traps if you have the ability to use them and take advantage of them. And she was primarily one of the most used of them at this point in time because their decks that do what she negates, which is adding cards from your deck to your hand, shuffle something from the deck, or sending cards from the deck to the grave. Alright, that is the monsters. Let's move on into the spells. Triple Hysteric Sign and Triple Elegant Egotist. And I love talking about these two simultaneously because, as we all know, Hysteric Sign's effect is that you can add Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And it's a big up for the Harpies because that's an easier way to summon more Harpies from your deck to the field. The other ability is, of course, when it's up here under field to the graveyard, you can add 3 cards with Harpie in their name that are different amongst each other and add them to your hand. So, good way to pop to destroy off of your own card effects or your opponent's card effects. And then going to get other Harpie cards like Harpie Feather Storm, Harpie Channeler, Harpie Harpist, Harpie Perfumer, and stuff like that. Just note that you cannot use both effects of Hysteric Sight in the same turn. They make sure of that. But Elegant Egotist ability can be used multiple times in the turn as long as there's a Harpie Lady on the field. And that's not hard because that does that tremendous. Alright, moving on from them. We have our spell and trap removal in the forms of Harpie's Feather Duster and Harpie's Hunting Ground. While Harpie's Hunting Ground does it one at a time, Duster does it in massive. And it's a great thing for the Harpies because, of course, we've been waiting for Duster to come back. And Duster is not really that much of a threat in terms of it, but I think it's still dazzling because it is one of those things that's like, yeah, there isn't that much spell trap removal. There's no need for multiple Dusters. And there's still a lot of other spells and traps that are really good that can do a lot of things that Duster can't do. So it is one of those top things, but we do love our Duster and we're glad to have it. Moving on from them. Sorry, I don't know what that was on my table. We have a Luring Mirror Split, Harpie's Feather Rest. Targets for Harpie Oracle and Harpie Perfumer, as we all know. The downside to Harpie's to a Luring Mirror Split is that it doesn't have the ability to destroy to summon monsters off of them being destroyed by card effect. Which has been really great because there are a lot of things that right nowadays they don't really care too much about battle. They really more so care about card effect. And sadly enough, that isn't a thing for us. But it can be used in that sense when cards like Harpie Conductor, to where it can be blown up by Conductor and then trigger its ability to such summon a Harpie monster from the graveyard to the field. Harpy Feathergrass is just our Yang Path, our mini Kata Avarice, and still relatively used throughout the Harpy decks because this is the way to flush back, to put back your Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady sisters so that you have access to them. And you can even use it on channelers and perfumers and stuff like that. And if you have a level 5 or higher Harpy monster on the board, you get additional draws, so that's good there. The downside, you only shall summon wind monsters for the rest of the turn, but if you know Harpies and having access to a ton of wind monsters that do so many things is what Harpies do best, and it's never a downside. Alright, well, we need two out of the way, and now we're going to go on to the non-Harpy spells. Flawless Nest and Unexpected Die. So the Unexpected Die is to help bring Harpy Lady to the board. The reason for this is because Harpies don't have their own Cyber Dragon, basically. We have a lot of monsters who special summon, but they don't special summon off of just your opponent controls a monster and you don't. Your opponent controls more monsters than you do. The monsters need to have Harpy Lady on the field. So with Unexpected Die, it pulls a Harpy Lady, like the vanilla Harpy Lady, onto the field. And then all you really have to do at that point is just start to put other Harpies onto the board. The Swallow's Nest is a get out of dodge card for Winged Beast, mainly for Harpy Ladies because it is a great way to put the barrier statue of the Stormwind on the board. Swap out a Harpy Lady, put another Harpy on the field, such as going for Oracle or Perfumer, sending Harpies to the grave to put Dancer and them on the board as well. A lot of optimal things you can do with the Swallow's Nest to keep plays going. It's a definite addition to that. Moving on from there, we go on to our traps. The most infamous Harpy trap, of course, is Harpy's Feather Storm. Any Winged Beast deck at this point is playing this amazing card, and it's simply because if you control a Winged Beast type monster until the end of the turn, your opponent's monster effects are negated. And if this card is in your sword card zone, you can and is destroyed by a card effect. Your opponent's card effect is you can add one Harpy Feather Duster from your deck to your hand. The other optimal thing is specifically for the Harpies, and that's if you control a Harpy monster, you can activate this card from your hand. That's why you see a lot of people on the resets playing Harpy Conductor in the extra deck because it's a way to flush out play Harpy Feather Storm for its ability to negate. And it is nice to have this card. It's for some. I've been seeing a lot of things online about Harpy's Feather Storm. Where a lot of people are like, this card is kind of one of those things where we like the fact that we have it, but it can cause some issues. And then I mean it happens. It's just a thing. But it is still one of the things in the room. And actually, remember, you can search this card off of Hysteric Sign because this card has Harpy in this game. If it had sisters in this thing, it'd be more best. Hysteric Party, just your massive special summon for the Harpies, getting Harpy Lady monsters, getting the Harpies in the graveyard onto the field. The only one that this cannot get is, of course, Harpy Sisters, because they're not treated as Harpy Lady ones from the base. But yeah, this is basically just your ditch card, to summon as many Harpy Ladies from your graveyard to the field as possible, so you can get into your Exceed and your Synchro play and all the other massive plays you can do with a massive board. Even beat down if that's possible. Alright, moving on into the extra deck, we do have our infamous Harpy extra deck monsters. Cyber / Harpy Lady, Harpy Conductor, and Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. These three are basically the pinnacle of the Harpy extra deck. They are amazing cards in their own unique way. Defensive, offensive plays with all three. Harpy Conductor can protect your Harpy cards from your Harpy monster in control of battle card effect by simply destroying your own spells and trap cards. When cards like Alluring Mirror Split and Hysteric Sign are the great targets for Conductor's effect to protect your monsters. And then when a Harpy monster is returned from the field to the hand, you can return what's up to the monster your opponent controls. So it's removal there. Harpy Cyber / Harpy Lady, the highest static based Harpy monster. An easy summon because you can use any Harpy monster as a tuner, so you can take 2 level 4s and synchro into it. The best thing about her is that during either player's turn, when an opponent's effect is when an opponent activates a spell trap or effect, you can target one Harpy monster you control or one monster your opponent controls and return those cards to hand. So there's a lot of things you can disrupt with Harpy Oracle. Cyber / Harpy Lady. Remember, this is a way to utilize just having a bigger monster on the field because she's the highest leveled Harpie monster in the game currently with the level of 8. It's great for a lot of the combos. Harpie Oracle, Harpie Perfumer, Harpie's Feather Rest. It just goes on and on. And then the ever faithful servants upgrade, Harpie's Phantasmal Dragon, simply just here as a great Exceed monster to push in for Rush, while allowing your Harpie monsters to not be affected by targeted by card effect and being targeted for battle. Pet Dragon can easily stride into your opponent for at least 2,000 points. If you have Harpie Lady 1, that's at least a total of 2,900. And with Blade Fly, it can easily be 34 if you play out right. And it's still a relatively good card. And it's a card that she's probably just one of one, I love. There's no need for multiple seven unless your deck is going to be pure Harpie and try to ask that so long. Alright, with those babies out of the way, let's talk about the other utility cards. Havens Vulgar, the Doom, Desperate Doom Eagle. So I'm very mid about this card. I know a lot of people are playing it now because unfortunately we don't have Samork, Bird of Sovereignty. I kind of wish this was Samork because Samork is a little better. I'm sorry. I don't have any real other options in terms of threes. I mean, you can play Unicorn and stuff like that, but I would love a way to extend more plays to play into other cards. Unfortunately, I just haven't seen or found any Link 3 monsters that can do it. But if anybody knows any, that'd be great. I know Tri Brigade has one, the Silver Sheller, but he has a lot of conditions to his own effect as well. So it's the thing there. We have a Massive Negate in Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess. Great card for Harpies because it's win, something easy to get you into Feather Rest, and just overall a nice wind monster to have access to. Too bad it's not Wingy Beast, she's fairy, so I kind of understood that. That little synopsis there. We got the Tri Brigade Link monsters. We got Sharad and Ferjit. Ferjit can easily put more Wingy Beasts onto the board. She can put stuff like, I don't know, Barrier Sexual Stormwind, the brand of the Harpie Lady to exceed or link into other Link monsters. And you got Sharad, just for a big beat stick and some removal. Great card to use in the Harpie. Moving on from there, I mean, you have a lot of other fours if you have access to them. What Burrow's Lord Dragon, access Go Talkers, and stuff like that. You wouldn't go for the Exceeds. I mean, for the Link monsters. For all the Exceeds, we got the one of Lightning Chidori to bounce stuff off the field, sending stuff to the top of the deck. Just a quick Exceed. Same thing with Ice Zero Flying. She has the massive negation on her and the power buff she gets from that. Utopia package is to help get into Utopia the Lightning. I'm one of the few that I just don't run Utopia double because I feel like it's just an extended card of extended things that just are not needed. I just want to go into the Utopia the Lightning, get things over with, and just go from there. I do have one of many rank 7s you have the option to play. That is, of course, Arsenal Falcon. Simply because Arsenal Falcon can bring out mini beasts from the deck to the field, and that's why a lot of people play him. Now, the options of other rank 7s, you have stuff like Grindelia, who can make herself immune to monsters who have the same attribute as her material that she has for, excuse me, for her the Exceed material that she has. Red Eyes Darkness Flare Dragon. You have Draco Sack. You also have Big Eye. So there's a lot of options there. And then you have Zeus for just a nice big 3K beat stick and a massive removal. Yeah, that is pretty much it. In terms of like other things and stuff, I'll probably leave that in the comment section. In case anybody wants some optimal things. I'm sure a lot of people will be posting things as well that can be easily used in the Harpie deck, for the extra deck stuff and just some other main deck things. But there's a lot of various combos people use when it comes to Harpie. So if you do check those out as well. So with that said and done, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays, as it is the holiday season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, because it helps out tremendously. You can also hit the notification bell so you guys are informed of when I do upload more content to the channel. Social media links are in the description box below, and if you guys want to catch me live, you can catch me on twitch.tv/HarpiePlayerJoe. So, with that said, thanks everyone for watching, and I will catch you all next time. HPJ signing out. Take care.